Thank you for joining us here on the KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Joshua Robinson, filling in for Laura Papetti. Today we're entering the first full week of November, and so we want to get right to Jeremy Legoo to see if the November weather is going to catch up to that trend. What's in store for us on a Monday afternoon, Jeremy?
Oh man, as we kick off the month of November, enjoy it, because we are looking at a big shift in the weather pattern, and that means much colder days ahead. So let's enjoy it while we can. Taking you out to Lake Coeur d'Alene. Looks absolutely gorgeous out there and downright incredible. Tons of sunshine to start the day today, and temperatures staying on the mild side. We're looking at temps up near 50 degrees already today, and we're getting even warmer as we head into the afternoon. That comes with plenty of sunshine today, but notice tomorrow by late afternoon, we are looking at that shift in the weather pattern. A few showers even going to make it into Spokane here. So I need to emphasize, enjoy today. We're going to be up near 60 degrees under sunny skies. It really doesn't get much better than this time of year, and we've got a big old change in the works. In fact, as we go through the week, temperatures go from above normal to below normal. And coming up, Joshua, I'm going to let you know how we get there.
We're going to take your advice on getting out and enjoying that sun, Jeremy. We'll check back in with you here in just a few minutes. Our top story today, the Spokane Regional Health District's Board of Health is planning a special meeting soon to vote on removing our county's top health officer. Last week, he was asked to resign due to a personnel issue, but instead, Dr. Bob Lutz did not step down and instead lawyered up. Here's what we know right now. At this point, Dr. Lutz has not been fired or resigned. The health district asked him to put his resignation in by this past Friday, which Lutz did not do. According to the statement from the Spokane Regional Health District, they said the board did meet to approve the decision to ask Lutz to resign, but they did not vote. You might remember back on Friday, the health district claimed the board had already approved the decision. They have since apologized for implying a vote happened last week. Now, if they do want to fire him, the board will have to go by that vote, but they have to give public notice in 24 hours ahead of time before they can vote. According to their statement, if they do choose to remove Lutz, the board will vote to approve the medical director for the district's treatment service division, Dr. Mary Burgum, to serve as interim health officer. The health district board has not announced a vote yet, but over the weekend, the department said that it would be scheduled as soon as possible. At that meeting, both Dr. Lutz and administrative officer Amelia Clark will be able to speak. Now, this, of course, did, as we mentioned, start last week when the Spokane Regional Health District Administrative Officer Amelia Clark did ask Dr. Lutz to resign. She did not explain her reasoning publicly for that decision. And throughout Friday morning and into the afternoon, we did ask, heading into the weekend, why officials wanted to replace Lutz. Back then, we didn't get many answers.
That kind of falls into personnel issues that I can't discuss. Because this is a personnel issue, I'm not able to go into that. I'm not at liberty to talk about that under the advice of counsel.
As we move into the weekend, health district leaders did release a new statement saying that the performance issues are to blame, but they did not go into further detail. They do add that Clark would not have asked for the resignation if other options were available. Also over the weekend, Dr. Lutz released his own statement for the first time, saying he has hired an attorney and plans to fight to keep his position. His statement reads, quote, "To be clear, I have not resigned." He does go on to say that he has a strong desire to keep his position, and he called the manner, timing, and motivation surrounding the resignation request, quote, "troubling." Lutz has announced that he has hired that local Spokane attorney, Bryce Wilcox, from Lee and Hayes. And today, supporters are expressing disappointment with the situation. We also saw over the weekend as protesters in support of Dr. Lutz said that he was the key to keeping COVID numbers low in Spokane.
Absolutely. Well, I want to go back to school, but I want to do it the right way without sacrificing any lives. And Bob Lutz is the way to do that. He's the one who's here fighting for us.
In addition, this weekend we saw 17 area superintendents release a joint statement of appreciation for Dr. Lutz. Gonzaga University President Thane McCullough also tweeted his support, suggesting that Clark reconsider her decision. Also today, there is a petition calling for the removal of Amelia Clark. As of this afternoon, the petition on change.org has more than 3,000 signatures after it was posted on Saturday night. The petition organizer has marked their goal at 5,000 signatures, with the petition stating, quote, "Many community members feel Clark has recklessly abused her power in calling for the resignation of the county's public health officer amidst the current pandemic. And we here at KREM are committed to getting you the answers that you need about Spokane County's top health officer. You can stay up to date on the latest by texting the name Lutz to 509-448-2000. And Election Day is tomorrow. There is still time to register in both Washington and Idaho. People can register both in person today and tomorrow in both states and cast their vote. In Washington, people do need to register at their local elections office or local voting center. Otherwise, the state is entirely vote by mail. The state mailed every active registered voter a ballot 18 days ago, and to make sure your vote counts, ballots must be postmarked by 8 p.m. tomorrow or in a USPS collection bin before the last pickup time. You can track your ballot at votewa.gov. Now, that is not the case in Idaho. All Idaho ballots must be received by 8 p.m. tomorrow, regardless of its postmark. Meanwhile, polls are open tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and some counties can opt to open polls as early as 7 a.m. As long as you're in line by 8 p.m., though, you can still vote. People can still register in person as well to vote, and you must provide proof of residence and a photo ID to a polling center. You also must have lived in Idaho for the past 30 days to register in your state. For more information, you can visit idahovoters.gov. And there are several voting centers open today and tomorrow in Spokane County. The centers can help you register to vote or update your own registration, drop off your ballot, get a replacement ballot or envelope, use an accessible voting unit, and get answers to your voting questions. There are 2 voting center locations. The first is the Spokane Arena, and the second is at Center Place Event Center in Spokane Valley. Doors at both locations are open today from 8:30 to 4 p.m. Tomorrow, doors will open at 7 a.m. and close at 8 p.m. And if you have any other questions, officials urge you to contact your, your county elections office. The website for the Spokane County Elections Office is on your screen right now. We are also tracking today record-breaking returns throughout the state of Washington. So far, voter returns have come in more than 3 million ballots. By the way, at this time in the 2016 election, fewer than 2 million were back. In Washington, that's about 68% of voters who have already returned ballots. As for Spokane County, reported 67% of ballots are back, which is just under the state average. Across eastern Washington, Ferry and Columbia counties are reporting more than 75% back, and both are among some of the highest numbers in the state. The highest, by the way, Jefferson County, with more than 77% returned. And meanwhile, eastern Washington also home to several counties with some of the lowest returns so far. Grant and Franklin counties are reporting 60% returned. Adams and Yakima counties are also both reporting 58% of their ballots returned, which marks in as the worst in the state. And election staff in Kootenai County say they are ready to go tomorrow. Just a couple of hours ago, the county gave their ballot counting machines a test to make sure they're accurate. While a number of people submitted absentee ballots in Kootenai County, thousands are still expected to head to the polls tomorrow. And the county says that they are taking several measures to make sure everyone stays safe. Kootenai County has added some extra security measures like watermarks to their ballots as well. As of this morning's accuracy test, there was a county commissioner there and county prosecutor to observe and verify those results. The polls in Kootenai County will be open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow. We know there's a lot of information to keep track of this election day, so we want to make it easy for you to understand. Text the word VOTE to 509-448-2000. You can get more information on voting where you live. You can also track your ballot by texting the word ballot to the same number, 509-448-2000. And then stick with KREM today for our special Election Day coverage. And then tomorrow, CBS News coverage will begin at 4 p.m. We will not be airing KREM 2 News at 4, 5, and 6 tomorrow. And those initial election results will be released shortly after 8 p.m. tomorrow. For any in-depth coverage of the races here in Washington and Idaho, be sure to visit KREM.com. And if you're away from your TV, all of our special election coverage will be streamed online. We'll be keeping a close eye on battleground states with our team coverage across the nation.